G'day and welcome to another edition of Nabby's Car of the Week. My name's Yeendy, excited to be in the hot seat again with a great man, Nabby. The viewership last time indicated that we should go around again.
Well, the success was we did sell a car out of it. No, not just one, but meaning the car that we did mention. Obviously, we had a couple of calls on the car, and we certainly, I had the benefit of selling the car, so certainly people must be listening. Didn't get too many abusive phone calls.
That's always a good sign.
So that's always a plus factor. I don't think we abused anyone last week or upset anyone. So we're back for week 2, or, the second episode, and got a bit to talk about today.
Excellent. We appreciate those jumping on board. I think we had record views for any episode of Nabby Car of the Week ever. So we're loving that. Now, tell us a little bit about how the launch went down for the car, mate, and tell us a bit about the car again.
Okay, as we mentioned last week in the episode, we had the CHR, which is a new vehicle, a completely different vehicle for as far as Toyota passenger vehicles go, and the launch on that particular night. Well, the encouraging thing is we actually sold 3 cars from the launch on that particular night. So the strength of the launch, different types of people coming through, and everyone that was there that night thoroughly enjoyed the car, and secondly by driving the car, which is always very important, and thirdly the comments were very, very positive. Obviously there's 2 levels of vehicle, and with 2 options available as well, but the car itself, known as a CHR, is a 1.2 turbo petrol car, which is rather unique, and initially someone might have said, it's a bit under power. Well, the real test is by doing a drive of the vehicle, and as mentioned, all the people that did drive it found the power more than sufficient, being a turbo petrol, which is rather unique for Australian conditions. The car itself, obviously we'll show people a bit later in this episode, but the leather interior, the lane departure, the blind spot monitor, the actual wheelbase itself, the leather interior with heated seat. It's an incredible car and extremely well priced in that $40,000. Not high 40s, but $40,000 allows you to buy top of the range vehicle. And I was fortunate enough to have it for a day or 2 last weekend. My grandsons certainly did enjoy the vehicle, as in the space and the way it actually drove as well. So, we invite all RDFL people to obviously come through, have a good look at this new model, CHR. It's rather unique, keyless entry, keyless start. It is one of the, over 15 years, would find one of the better vehicles Toyota have certainly put together for Australian conditions.
Sensational, mate. Before we go and take a closer look at the car, let's talk all things footy and netball. The RDFNL launch isn't too far away, Wednesday, April 5. I know we're very much looking forward to it, and always a great night, as we said in the last edition. Yeah,
well, speaking to Brian Taylor, he certainly pencils it in. He's obviously very keen, tongue-in-cheek, to participate in it, and we're always grateful for Brian, who obviously donates his time and so forth. And I believe you've got a special guest as well coming.
Yeah, absolutely. I know we've got football and netball stars that'll be appearing on the night, but we can proudly announce that Kate Darby from the Carlton Football Club women's side, she is pumped and ready to go, and the reason why we sort of targeted her is because she's a good local talent, and her brother Matt, very well known down at Riddles Creek, so be very interested to sort of share her story of how she became an AFL women's player as well. So cannot wait to have Darbs on board, and she's very confident she'll play this weekend as well.
Oh, excellent. And, that's what the RDFL's about now. As we understand, there's men's football, women's football, there's ladies' netball. I don't think, have we got men's netball? Or?
Oh, look, maybe we can work on that, mate.
Actually, I think Liam Wilson might put his hand
up
I
reckon
there.
So, down at Melton Central.
He certainly puts a lot of time and energy into it, but as we know, it's all very important to a club structure. And, that's what it's basically about now is, families, men, women, children and everyone to be totally involved in the club from, Auskick right through. From that point of view there. So, the launch, it's always a fun night. There's obviously a couple of beers to be had, and obviously, as we have to restrict numbers, each club will have their allocation, and they're certainly, always keen to come through, and, Toyota's there as in Melton Toyota, and we'll be promoting our business as we always do and always will, and make everyone more than welcome.
Fantastic, mate. And just lastly, while we're talking football, netball, most clubs are heading into practice match action this weekend on Saturday, March 18th and 19th. We know a few clubs have already had a few games prior to the long weekend, but it's certainly an exciting time for them to sort of work out a few game plans. And Nabby, as you know, through footy, the practice match is not about winning or losing. It's about sort of just tinkering with a few game plans on the court or on the field, and getting a bit of a feel for the year ahead. It's the only time you can really experiment.
And I was talking to Jamie Elliott the other week, and they're very strong into their development, as in youth development over there. And as we all know, they did lose, but by less than a kick last year. And Jamie's super keen to continue and do a great job, which he always does. Where his history of Diggers Rest, Darley Football Club, ex-St Kilda player, he always handles himself first class. And I think that's one thing the RDFL certainly can be proud of, is each of their particular coaches. Very strong characters within themselves, but they're also very helpful for the league as well. I don't think you'll find too many individual coaches anymore running around just looking primarily after their own interests. They've certainly opened the doors as far as the RDFL and makes everyone more than welcome to come along.
Fantastic, and check out the RDFL website over the coming weeks. We'll have some previews on how some of the teams are going now, mate. I reckon the weather is fantastic outside today. I reckon it's time we check out the new wheels that you've got for us.
The journey begins. Away we go. Now we're in the new model. Yes, it is 1.2 and turbo petrol. Now if you think the power's underdone, I've been promised that I'm not allowed to misbehave, but I will show you that it certainly has good takeoff and very, very good power as well. So there's no concern about that. The car itself, inside, obviously with the leather interior, climate control. Climate control, you can set the temperature to the need that you need the temperature, either left or right, meaning driver's or passenger side. From there, if we get lost, which would be rare in Melton, living here for 35 years or thereabouts, we certainly have our sat-nav. And the sat-nav obviously is just another guidance so you don't go to the wrong places. Speaking of the wrong places, we'll be going past the country club, and we've been warned not to stop for any other activities bar to go for the drive, which we're going as well.
Now, one of the things I noticed as soon as I jumped in the car is just the comfort of the seats. It almost swallows you whole and makes you feel comfy straight away, like you don't want to get out. Is it a trap?
Well, it is a bit of a trap, but you'll find in what I call contour seats. You actually sit in the seat itself, not on top of the seat, but within the seat itself. And obviously, it includes that you're in a very secure position, and more importantly, a very comfortable position as well. As you notice there with the blind spot monitor, if there was a car on my right hand side, obviously passing myself, certainly I could get that indication off the side mirror there's a car alongside myself. Secondly, if I started to sway off the road, which I don't often, after a couple of drinks at Central's it might be a different story, but we have, from that point of view it'll alarm and it'll indicate to myself to get back onto the right side of the road. So we have blind spot monitor, we have cruise control. There's just a number of items on this car that makes it an extremely safe car, and also it's going to be an extremely popular car from that point of view. Automatic, and also with the cruise, Bluetooth, Safety is paramount within Toyota. Toyota always have quality, reliability and durability. And it's very important into their manufacturing that they have that statement, and obviously they work it to the nth degree. And sometimes it does have an effect where we do wait on stock. This case, this is no different, where we've got a lead time of up to 3 or 4 months for this particular model to come through. Nature of the beast, and well worth the wait from that point of view. And as you can see, the drive, it's a very easy car to drive, very easy to manage, whether it's male or female, or even a younger person coming through. The word turbo, not to be too concerned, turbo is also suited for P-plate drivers as well, in this case of this particular vehicle. Meaning, if you are a P-plate, you are still very eligible to drive this particular vehicle. There's no restriction, as in like a turbo diesel or anything else. Now, as you see, an hour and a half later, not quite, we're pulling back into Toyota. Excellent vehicle. The response has been very positive, and appreciate the RDFL and also Melton Toyota for the opportunity to talk it through.